So, one of the core concepts of programming is the selection, which means to process data according to a given criteria or a condition. So, we use this by using two methods. The first one is the if, and the second one is the case of. So, let's start with the if. So, the first statement here states that output enter your age. When the user will input their age after giving this command input, okay, so whatever the user typed in the age variable, if the user input is greater than or equal to 18, then output to the screen that you are an adult. However, if this condition is not true, then it's going to go to the else block. Else output you are a child, and here our if condition ends. It starts from here and ends till here. Okay, so this is basically a given condition that if the age is greater than or equal to 18, then this is going to be output, else this statement is going to be output. However, what would we do if there are multiple conditions and not just two conditions? So what we are going to do? So basically we use nested ifs. Nested ifs means using multiple if statements within a program to satisfy a particular condition. For example, this is a program that checks whether a student has failed or passed the exams. So first, the screen is going to output, please enter your marks in the test, and then the user, whatever the user is going to type in, is going to be saved in the variable marks. Okay, if marks is less than 0, for example, the user typed in -1, -2, or something above the total score, which is, for example, 200, then the program will output that the mark that you entered is invalid. Okay, now if this condition doesn't satisfy, if the user does input a valid mark, for example, it inputs 45, alright? So now if the mark is valid, then it's going to execute else condition. If marks is greater than 50, then output pass. However, if marks is not greater than 50, it is less than 50, then the screen is going to show fail. So here if the user has input 45, it's going to show fail on the screen. However, for example, there's another data I would write. For example, it's 75, then it's going to be output pass. So this if condition ends here, end if. Alright, it's for pass or fail, and this if condition is to check whether the user has entered a valid mark. Like the mark shouldn't be greater than smaller than 0 or greater than 100. So this if was to just check the validity of the number, and these if statements were for checking if the user has passed or failed.